I was really kind of overwhelmed by the response that I got on the first one. I never really expected to have 50 views, but I'm glad that people were able to use it and to be able to get something out of it. This second one, you're gonna have to apologize if I seem kind of groggy or something. It's very early in the morning, and I'm doing this. I promised I'd have it up by Wednesday, so today I'm going to be talking about James chapter 2, and it's really funny because when you prepare a sermon, you're preparing it for the people in your congregation, and then for you yourself to be convicted during your own messages. It's something that goes to show the power of the Word of God. And the fact that, again, Christianity is meant to be lived out in community, not in isolation. As I pour through James chapter 2 and I studied it this week, there was one main principle that came out that really stuck out to me that I'm really going to be talking about on Sunday, and it's this idea of judging others. This is what James chapter 2, 12 and 13 say, and it comes from the New Living Translation. So whenever you speak or whatever you do, remember that you will be judged by the law of love, the law that set you free, for there will be no mercy for you if you have not been merciful to others. But if you have been merciful, then God's mercy towards you will win out over his judgment against you. And for me, there's a reminder that's presented here. The beginning of the passage, the first couple of verses, it talks about, do you treat others differently based off of their appearance? Do you treat others differently because of the way that they look, of the way that they're dressed? I remember my time as a server, and for those of you who have ever been a server, you know you make your living off of tips. And so you want to know before the people sit down, are they a good tipper? And honest to goodness, I mean, I tried not to. I tried to be the best Christian that I could and not judge people, but I wanted to know, are they going to tip me well? And the lesson I learned through all of that is that every time I thought that the table was going to be a really good tipper, I had a really good connection, and I had judged them based off of that, I got a miserable tip. And for those people who I judged, saying, oh, these people, they're going to be horrible tippers, most of the time it actually turned out that they treated me better than those who I thought were going to tip me really well. But the principle and idea for this week is that the idea of faith and works going hand in hand needs to be reflected through the attitude of what you think of other people. Last week we talked about how your tongue is the rudder of your body, and that it can build someone up or it can tear you down, or tear someone else down. It can make you look very intelligent, or it can make you look like a fool, as James says. But remember this simple principle for the rest of this week as you read through James, that eventually the tables are turned when you think of judging others. The people who spend their time here on earth just judging people constantly, eventually the tables are going to be turned. And you're going to be faced with the reality of being judged yourself. And that's kind of a humbling thought when you think about it. Blessings.